thought for today, as I would say, is systems. Business systems, systems of life, systems of everything. Because, yeah, they all tie together. Just like everything else, So, get into it, break it down. Business systems. As a request from a comment from a previous video. Thought it was an interesting topic, so doing a video on it today. Gonna look at the basically what a business system is, and I'm gonna be describing this as a business system, but I'll also use other examples in life, and as always, like I said before, this does apply to everything in life. So breaking down what a business system is, giving us some examples, looking at different areas of business that systems would apply to. Also going to go over some of the benefits and changes that you can bring from having systems. Pretty much break down why they're effective. So I would have to say, in my own personal life, a really good example of this is kind of like the first system that I set up was with a publishing business. So when it first started, I did everything. Gotta drink some water. Okay, don't feel no way. Get back to what I was trying to say. So when I first started this book publishing business, I did everything. Wrote the book, edited the book, did the cover, whatever else had to be done. So I did everything, and I realized that, I was really probably the best at the marketing aspect of it. And, because I was doing everything, obviously I'm only able to spend, maybe 20% of my time on the marketing. Well, what I realized was that, I can find a way to pay people to do the other parts. And, I can just focus more on marketing, which I believe, if I can focus more on marketing, it would bring in more revenue. And also people would be able to do a better job on the stuff that I did not enjoy doing than I would be able to do. So started going online, went to like Fiverr. I think I started with Fiverr. Upwork now, which used to be called something else, I can't remember what it was called. And I just started hiring people to do simple things like editing, writing, graphic design stuff for marketing and covers. I focused mainly on the marketing and building the books and publishing the books. So over time, I realized, basically I could outsource, hire out every single part of this process. And each thing is its own entity. So I could get a person that specializes in editing to do the editing, and it'll be the best quality project, and then I can just focus 100% on the marketing. And even if I wanted to, I could hire someone else to do the marketing, and then I would basically just be in charge of running the whole system. So this is what a system is. A system is something that basically runs all the individual parts of something. So the way to set up a business, or one way to set up a business, there's many different ways. One way to set up a business is to, build each individual part out, and then build a system to run the whole thing, and then hire somebody and train them to run that system. And then the business is basically on autopilot. So at that point, you can put your time into a new endeavor. You can take a step back and really look at the whole picture and improve the business. There's a lot of options you can do when you get it to that point that it's on autopilot. So I've seen a lot of other people in the publishing business that have done this, especially with digital publishing. I mean, this is still a pretty good hustle, really. I mean, a pretty good business model, because basically digital publishing, I mean, people are going to keep reading. I don't think it's going anywhere. It would just be something that you'd have to have an interest in. Me personally, I enjoy reading books a lot, so that's really how I got into that. If I didn't enjoy reading, I probably would not have gotten into that, nor would I have enjoyed what I did with that. So basically, that was my own personal experience. Now breaking down the thought for today, gonna go over one more time. Gonna explain what a system is, even though I kind of already did. Gonna look at some examples in life. Gonna look at different areas of business that can be broken down, and then gonna be looking at some of the things you can do once you get a system going, and ways it can benefit a business, or like I said, anything. So a system is really a process to get a result. So you're putting a process together, trying to basically be successful, get a result of success in this case. So you have different steps or parts that work together, and it's a bigger system that runs smaller individual systems. And basically, in the case of a business, it's really important that all the systems are kind of like public knowledge. What you do not want to do is get people that say like only that one person knows how their system works, because if that one person is gone, then no one else knows how to run that system. So you need to make sure that like these systems are available for everyone at all times to go over and better understand. And this is why you want to let people run the systems, and then you want the system to really run the business. So like the people are running the individual systems in the business, but the overall business itself is run according to this system. And what people find in business is that a system is really the best way to get consistent results. So you can measure your results much better with a system. That's a big part of it. You don't really know if you're getting consistent results if you're not using a system and everything's just kind of going through the building process, or just kind of running along. So like other things in life where systems are used is nature. Nature is a big one. You have like the ocean, you have the forest, you have the mountains, you have the desert. All these individual things have their own individual ecosystems, but there's a bigger system that really works with all of these smaller systems working together, and that can even be broken down to a micro level, to the point of where you've got like insects, where different insects feed off different insects, and different insects live off different trees and different animals, and all kinds of systems that work here. Human body is a pretty good example. You got your lungs, your heart, liver, stomach, go on and on. All of it works together. Looking at business, more of the most common areas in business that are turned into systems to be run by people are customer service, the hiring process, sales, marketing, inventory, IT, taking care of the website, stuff like that, accounting, any kind of shipping or order fulfillment. And all of these areas really can be You don't need to build a brick and mortar, like a physical business, to make this work. I mean, these can all be done online. Like nowadays, like anybody can build a business. Like you just need to know what you're doing. So yeah, just trying to help provide this education so people can get the game down and the business and the systems, and really apply this to anything that they want to do. The sky's the limit. Just have your own mindset of where you want to be. Focus on that. Focus on how the system works. Don't focus on the negative. Just keep it positive. So like I was saying before too, make sure that all the systems are known to the businesses. Don't let any employees create systems that only they know how to work. And this is pretty common actually, because a lot of the lower, maybe a bad employee or not a very good employee, however you want to say it. But anyways, they realize that this provides them with job security, because if they have a system that no one else knows how to work, it's pretty hard to get rid of them if they're just lazy and not doing their job, stuff like that. So the really good thing about these systems is they create checks and balances. You make sure everything's really running right. If something's falling behind, you'll realize the system will pick up on it, because each individual part plays together. So like the weather, you can use it to improve your business. Once you get the information, you can really start to see where you're lacking in areas, where you're really putting too much effort into certain areas or too much energy, and you can balance everything out to make things more efficient. All kinds of ways you can use analytics, and this is really common with I feel like Japanese business. I hear this a lot more with like articles that are like about like Japanese business type ventures, stuff like that, because they have this word called Kaizen, and it means continual improvement. And basically it's like you're always trying to get better. I would have to say a lot of the Western type jobs and businesses don't really focus on that as much as I notice in Japan. I don't know why that is, but a lot of people, they get their job and they do the same thing over and over again. They're not really improving anything like that. Maybe they'll get a raise and then they'll learn some new skills, but once they learn those new skills, then they're just doing what they're doing until they get that next raise or get a different position. So anyways, just thought I would throw that in there. So yeah, back to like the analytics. Analytics is basically just like information in regards to say you're running an online business. You can get all kinds of information on what kind of people are going to your website, demographics, like where they live, age, gender, just kind of stuff like that. You can see what pages they're going to. So the same thing could be used in a business. You can see what people are buying, stuff like that. You also would learn more about your business internally. Everything is going to be tracked as far as like employee production, stuff like that. So the system's going to really run everything. And big part of this is marketing. And I mean, like I've said before, marketing is pretty much, as far as generating income goes in any business, I believe the most important thing. And it will generate more income than any other activity in the business. So when you're looking at marketing, you want to have as much information, especially on your customers or prospective customers, as possible. And system will really help you collect more accurate analytic and information. Having a system will also build more trust in an organization. Everybody can really trust that everyone's doing their part because they know that everything's running smooth when they are, and when somebody's not, then it'll be realized right away, and everybody can work together to figure out what's going on and continual improvement, stuff like that. And that's another really important thing when you're doing a business or any kind of project. Really anything in life. I mean, you want to have trust. Like, you want to, even on a level of just whatever you're doing in general, trust that it's going to work out. Like, even when it's not between people, like, you have to have everybody. You don't have to, but what I'm saying is, like, the most effective way you could run something was to you yourself totally believe that you're going to be able to do it, don't have any doubts about it, and then you want to carry that same culture into the business so that your employees also believe that they can constantly get better and be at their best with everything they're doing. So that's another very important thing that systems can apply to. And the last point I'm really going to make is just in regards to a company culture or any kind of culture, even with like a country's culture, a system can change that for the better or for worse. So, like, with a business, you want to have a positive and productive culture, and the people at the top are going to be the people who set the culture. Like, everybody from the bottom is going to be looking up to see how the people above them are acting, and they're going to kind of copy that. They're going to realize that, pick up on what's good and what's bad, what works and what doesn't work. So the culture starts from the top, and the system's really at the top, and the person who's running things is really the one who's in charge of the system. So they're the one who's in charge of the culture at the end of the day more than anything. And this is a really important thing to keep in mind at all times, because I mean, you can see if a business gets a bad reputation, if it develops a negative culture, the employees stop caring, the customers aren't taken care of, people stop going there. It's really hard to recover from. So it's real important. Systems will help develop culture. So it's going to be about it for today. Hope you got some value out of what I had to say. If so, go ahead, smash up the like button, leave up some comments, questions, any other topics you want to hear about. Go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. Gonna keep coming with the content steady as the information and inspiration flows. Who knows what the next topic will be, but we'll see. So until then, I'm out.